This video is presented by Western and Southern Financial Group, a game plan for your financial future. Every great team starts with a strong foundation, and your future should too. With life insurance built like a championship roster, Western and Southern helps protect what matters most so you can focus on winning today while planning for tomorrow. Whether you're just starting out your journey, building your dynasty, or ready to retire like a champion, Western and Southern has the right play for your life stage. Visit westernsouthern.com to get your free life insurance quote today. Western and Southern, built to win. Steelers and the Lions. Steelers end up winning this game 29-24. Mike Tomlin clinching his 19th straight winning season.
Well, never a doubt, right? I mean,
or at least season at 500 or above.
Non-losing season.
Non-losing season, a better way to say it.
There was one or two 8-8s in there.
Right, that's why I think there was something around 500, but never below 500.
We don't get those anymore. Not without a tie.
For him to do that with this team, unbelievable. Pittsburgh's top 5 graded players: halfback Kenneth Gainwell, 86.9, and maybe the catch of the year. Defensive tackle Cam Hayward with an 82.3. Cornerback Joey Porter Jr. a 74.6. Edge rusher Alex Highsmith a 74.5. Wide receiver Adam Thielen a 74.0. Aaron Rodgers, 81.0. On Detroit's side of things, linebacker Jack Campbell with an 82.7. Defensive tackle Roy Lopez with an 81.3. Shout out NFL Stock Exchange. Safety Thomas Harper with 79.3. Defensive tackle DJ Reader a 75.3. Tight end Anthony Ferkser with a 74.7. Jared Goff a 74.2. Stat that told the story here, Dalton.
Trevor, if you asked me earlier in the week going into this game, hey, which team, if I told you one team is going to run for 8.5 yards a clip and 7 explosive runs and set all their new season highs in rushing, I would have said, oh, probably Detroit, because that's what they do. And instead, it was the Steelers that dominated on the ground. 230 yards, 7 explosive runs, 134 yards before contact. Offensive line, especially in the interior, playing well in this game, setting basically season highs across the board in every rushing metric for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year. They flipped the script on Detroit here, and they controlled possession. They dominated on the ground, and once again, this was the case, and you'll get into the Lions side of this. The teams who have beaten the Lions this year have taken them out of their identity, which is run the football and use Jared Goff as the complementary piece. The Steelers did not allow the Lions to do that. And every game the Lions have played this year where that has been the case, even high-scoring games like this or like, the Rams game or, several others, the Packers game on Thanksgiving, if you can do that and you flip the script on the Lions, and especially if this Steeler team running the football like this gets a little more dangerous because they've rarely had this level of balance this year, you can beat the Lions. And that's been shown over and over and over. And I think for Pittsburgh, it's great to see them with Jaylen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell and even Jonnu Smith and some other guys getting jet sweeps and trick plays and things that they're adding in. And I'll even say, even in the passing game, this felt like the game where it most resembled what we're used to seeing from an Arthur Smith offense with the zone plays, with the bootlegs and the play action, and obviously Rodgers trying to stay out of harm's way from Aiden Hutchinson. The fact that the Steelers physically dominated this game was the story on both sides of the ball, in the trenches especially.
You're not going to dominate in the trenches forever. But for the Lions to get beat as bad in the trenches as they did in this game was pretty shocking. You mentioned how well the Steelers ran the ball, 230 yards rushing in this game. Brother, the Lions had 15 yards rushing. They had 15 yards rushing. This game was never out of. Towards the end, the end of the third quarter, fourth quarter, the score was kind of out there. But how do you have 15 yards rushing in this game?
And there's a problem with that I have, because 11 carries from the running backs, I believe 8 of those were on their first 3 drives. So think about it. You had a tie game at halftime.
Jared Goff threw the ball 54 times.
You had a tie game at halftime. They came out and they got backed up before the safety. They did not run the ball any of those 3 plays. They're down 15-10 with the ball early in the fourth quarter. I think they did not run the ball on that drive either. Down 15-10 with 10 or 12 minutes left, and the whole offense is available, and they just didn't. They
made themselves very one-dimensional.
They abandoned it.
Yeah.
And yes, the Steelers did a good job early of slowing it down.
Yeah,
obviously, they only ran for 15 yards.
Right.
The Lions completely abandoned it in what was until the final 8 minutes a close game.
And I wonder if the thought process there was for them that, hey, first couple of drives we're trying to run the football, and very clearly the Steelers were selling out to stop it. They had a lot of guys on the line. They were really aggressive to get in the backfield. They were in one-gapping situations. They were trying to get in the backfield. So they were selling out to defend the run. Maybe Dan Campbell was just like, hey, we've got to pass the ball to really open things up to where they're not stacking the box as much. And I can understand that philosophy, but it's hard to look at this game and say that 15 yards rushing for this Detroit Lions team was the right recipe. And it's they're sitting here at 8-7. They still have a chance to make the playoffs, but it's becoming a slim chance to make the playoffs for them. It was a really tough. When I looked at the offensive line grades for this team, they had so we have impact and defeated run blocking percentage, which for anybody out there that's new to PFF terminology, an impact run blocking play means that you gained a positive result. So you're gaining, we grade on a scale from -2 to 2. 0 is like, okay, you did your job the right way. If you gain any sort of a positive grade, whether that's positive 0.5, 1, 1.5, or 2, we categorize that as a impact run blocking play. If you gain a negative play, we call that a defeated run blocking play. As a team, Dalton, I've never seen this before with the Lions. They had an impact run blocking percentage of an 8.3. That's it. And they had a defeated run blocking percentage of 75.0. I have no idea when the last time the Lions did that is as a team, but it can't be often. Not this Lions team, not with this regime over the last 4 years. So that was shocking to me, is that for a Lions team that prides itself in basically whooping up other teams in the trenches, they got whooped in the trenches in this game. And that's how the final score was what it was.
0-7 now. All 7 of their losses under 100 design rushing yards. It's very simple.
Yeah.
It's just this is not the identity of this team. Jared Goff is not a quarterback that is going to carry you. He's just not. He's very good, but he's not a quarterback that's going to carry you in the way that a Joe Burrow or a Josh Allen or somebody like that can do that.
And even then, the game goes down to the last play, right?
Right. But, I mean, the fact that they're in that situation, they're not built to play from down 2 scores like that. They're built to dominate up front. They're built for play action. They're built for Jared Goff to be the complementary piece. And I'm not going to tell you he wasn't good in this game. He was good in this game. But, for all of their I feel like I've said this for all of their losses. I probably have. If Mike Tomlin walks into this game, pregame, and goes, hey, or if somebody tells him, goes, hey, this game's going to be in Jared Goff's hands. What's he going to go? All right, sure. I'd rather have that than Jahmyr Gibbs, right? So, I think this Lions team really needs to – first things first, I would be shocked at some point in the first 3 rounds of the draft if they don't take another interior offensive lineman. They either need a new center or they need to move Ratledge to center and get a new guard. They need to figure that out. I don't know what their left tackle situation is going to be. We'll see where that goes. That might be another conversation. They need to figure out what this offensive line is going to look like next year. And it's hard because he's too good to replace with something better. But it feels like to me we're stuck with Jared Goff. And I know we're talking about the lack of run game here.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
No, right. But I mean, like, kind of philosophically stuck with him. Because he's just not – he's not Burrow, Stafford, Allen, Mahomes, where he's going to carry you. I don't know. He can't carry this team right now with the average run game that they have, and they weren't even average, obviously, in this game. It's just not how they win. And all of their losses, every one of them have looked the same. They've been taken out of their identity, and they have no other answer. Throw in the problems in the secondary with the injuries, and you can see why this team is most likely not going to the playoffs now.
Yep. Anything else on this one?
Pittsburgh, 1 win from a division title. Just beat the Browns next week.
Incredible.
Chargers. Sorry, Tyler.
We're laughing because we just heard our producer yell no behind the glass.
Everyone's got takes. Numbers have truth. And the truth is, most people are betting with emotion. Sportsbooks feed on it. TikTok gurus sell it. The hype machine runs on it. That's how you lose. PFF is different. You're betting with winning data. The same data trusted by all 32 NFL teams and the sharpest minds in the game. PFF betting tools take every prop, every matchup, every angle, and run them through our custom models. Built on the best football data in the world. What comes back is your edge. Simple, sharp, and built to win. Want to go deeper? PFF puts a pro-level analytics department in your hands, giving you the same insights teams use to find every advantage. Build your game plan with matchup analysis. Project every snap, every matchup, and every edge before kickoff, because the smartest plays start long before Sunday. Hit rates show how a player performs against their prop and against defenses built the same way. It's the data that gives you real confidence in every pick. Next, Key Insights translates PFF data into the story behind every matchup, giving you the why that powers your bets. From coverage schemes to defensive looks, it's the context that turns raw numbers into winning decisions. When you're ready to take action, filter through every prop on the market and focus on the opportunities that matter, by game, matchup, or value. Then, shop for the best available line in your area and tap your book of choice to place the bet instantly. Everyone's got takes, but now you've got truth. Bet with data, win with PFF.